Today I'd like to talk about ethical issues in construction. The first thing I'd like to talk about is front-end loading. As you can see, this is also known as pre-project planning. This is when the general contractor will raise the price in the beginning of a project in order to better be able to pay for things and get money in advance without having to be the bank and having to basically draw on a line of credit if he's not able to afford it. This keeps the contract value as the same, so no matter what the actual contract will stay the same, but in the beginning when work is not being done, you're actually getting paid for things that have not, services that have not been rendered. This is a legal action, but it is not enforced by the law. It is not technically considered illegal. At the bottom you can see the cost influence curve, and that just shows basically that you're able to influence the price on a construction project in the beginning, because most things you're going to be doing is dirt work or footings and small things that aren't going to be expensive like the structure of a job. Also, in my personal opinion, I believe that it's unethical because you're basically being paid for something that you have not yet done or materials that have not been installed. It can be viewed either way, as either ethical or unethical. Some companies, they don't have the money or the funds to do a project, and they don't want to have to pull on a lot of credit, so they will go ahead and front-end load a schedule in order to be paid for more, pay more money and throughout it. We ended up learning about front-end loading in PC3 with Professor Hawley, and this was during our pay applications and scheduling the project timelines when we used Primavera or P6. The next issue I'd like to talk about is bid shopping. And bid shopping is when a person or entity will actually provide their competitor's price to someone else who is competing for the same bid in order to bring that type of work more closely to them, or keep it competitive within themselves. But this is also as you can see here, it doesn't allow for honest work. You'll lose the competitiveness and the honesty in your bids, and that just, in my opinion here, I show that it's very unethical, and in my opinion should be illegal, because it just, you're not going to get the best price or the best qualified person on that job. Again, this can be seen as something that will it's an okay deal, that it's not unethical, because you're keeping these bids within the realm of everyone else, and everyone's going to have a good opportunity between these two people. Otherwise, the other people that aren't in this group can be put out of work, and they will be not competitive at all for this bid. We also learned about this in my Project Controls 2 class. This was with Professor Olson, and we talked about this during our pricing portion of the class. My final ethical issue that I'd like to discuss is bid rigging. And this is when competitors or different companies will actually drive up the price of the work. They may say that they're going to bid on a job, but they might not have enough work or too much work going on at the same time, so they'll actually just go ahead and put a bid in, but it won't be anything around the price or something like that. And this is definitely an unethical issue. It's in fact illegal, and you can receive civil or criminal penalties. This, like I said, 100% unethical. Even according to the law, it's unethical, and this just does not allow for honest competition, and these companies, that aren't getting much work, all of a sudden, their bid, they're going to see these things, and it's not going to work out for anyone, really. There are things you can say bid rigging is good because, they're going to keep their bid in the work, and they might get lucky and still get the job. But this is not something that should be done or allowed to be done. We learned about this in PC2, and this is also during the pricing portion of our lectures. In conclusion, bid rigging, bid shopping, and front end loading are all unethical in my opinion and should not be used in the construction industry at all. I believe that they should be illegal and face the full consequences of the law. And thank you for listening.